Hi, Caleb with Brownells here, and in today's video we're going to be building a 1022 using the BRN-22 receivers. Alright, so this is one of those things that Brownells makes a receiver for, and the reason we do it is so that you can build the gun yourself, because there's a lot of 1022s out there, there's a lot of aftermarket parts for them. So if you don't want to have to buy a whole gun, then not use a bunch of parts on that gun to customize it, this is definitely the way to go. These aren't very expensive compared to a lot of other receivers out there, which makes this really nice. Alright, so options in receivers for the BRN-22. And let me just back up here. If you're not familiar with what the 1022 is, the 1022 itself is a 22 semi-automatic rifle. And there's a few different magazine size options for it. Standard capacity is 10, but you can get them up to 25 and even larger than that. Alright, so semi-automatic, 22 long rifle. Let's go ahead and build one. Alright, so part options I should say. In the BRN-22 receivers, we have this one here, which is probably the most traditional. And it just has drilled and tapped holes on top. Standard, really 1022 kind of setup here. This one's a little dirty. This one's, I took one off of one of my personal firearms, so excuse the wear and dirt. I've been using it quite a bit. Alright, so aside from this, we have a similar version that has an integral rail on top of it. So this is a really good option if you plan on using 1913 style optics or anything like that. They'll mount right to this one here. Then we have the standard one with no rail on top in a, I want to say stainless finish. It's really just a raw aluminum that has a clear anodizing on it. It's still anodized, it's not just straight up raw aluminum. So you still get that same level of protection, but it just looks that stainless color. Which, whenever I first got it, I looked at it and I was like, man, this thing is ugly. But then, I kind of took one of these black stocks here, and I'll just kind of do it real quick to show you. And I was like, okay, that looks pretty good. So, we're not using this one in today's build, but we will be using it in the future. And now I gotta get it out of here. Bear with me. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I'm gonna set this receiver aside, and I'm gonna take this one here I've been using the heck out of, set it aside as well. We're actually gonna use the railed receiver, because I have an optic I want to put on here. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we have our receiver selected. Now we need to look at some barrel selections here. So this one is another one I pulled off of one of my guns. And let me just get some of that grease off. This is a E.R. Shaw target barrel. They make this in non-threaded and threaded. Obviously this one is the non-threaded version. And this is the one we're going to be using today because it just shoots so dang good. Got a lot of rounds through this one. Alright, so we're going to use this one here. Another option, you can get Ruger factory barrels for it. This is the factory 1022 barrel. It comes threaded or non-threaded. This is the threaded version. It'll come with a thread protector. And it also comes with a front and rear sight. And that front sight has a brass bead on it. Just really nice, affordable option if you don't really want a lot of weight with the bull barrel. Or you just don't want to spend a ton of money. This is a really good way to go. Alright, so, and kind of what we're doing with this project, we'll get into stocks next, but what we're doing with this project here, I'm going to build one. I'm building this one out kind of the way I want to build it. After me, Steve will come on. He'll build one in a separate video of how he wants to build it. And then we'll even do a third using this raw-ish receiver here. Alright, so you can look for at least 2 more 1022 build videos in the near future here. Alright, and here we have a Victor Company Titan 22. This is their rimfire precision stock. Really cool stock option here. As you can see, really nice ergonomic shape. You got a nice butt pad here. You got QD sockets, both sides. You got standard sling studs. You got them in the front. You can put a rail in the front if you want to. Nice texture up here. And aluminum where it interfaces with the actual receiver. So front and rear aluminum inserts, just a nice rigid setup, and pretty modular as well. So cool stock there. We're actually going to use this one in the future with this raw. I keep saying raw. We're going to call it stainless, even though it's not stainless steel. It's aluminum, okay? So we're going to build something with this stainless receiver in the future. So today we will actually be using one of my favorite 22 stocks. This is the Magpul stock for the 1022. Everything you'd expect from Magpul right here on the stock. And I mean, need I say more? You got M-lock slots, you got sling attachment area, butt pad with inserts to change length of pull, all that good Magpul stuff. Alright, so this is what we're going to be using. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's build something. Alright, so I'm going to take my receiver here, and when you buy a BRN-22 receiver, it comes with the barrel mounting hardware, which is your V-block and your 2 screws, okay? And we forgot bolt carrier groups. Let's talk about bolt carrier groups. Brownells makes really good bolt carrier groups, and they're affordable. And here's the thing. There's match grade bolt carriers. I say bolt carrier. These are bolts. I'm stuck in an AR mindset. We were talking about ARs a little bit ago, and that's where I'm at. Bolts. So 1022 bolts. We have them in stainless, titanium nitride, black nitride. So if you want to know more about it, go check out the video we did specifically on the BRN-22 bolts. We're going to be using titanium nitride because of the finer things. All right, so we're going to use that guy there. And I'll say this as well. So the BRN-22 receivers, if you're using them with a Brownells bolt, it acts as a match bolt. These two are made to fit together nice and tight, so you get match grade precision when you're using these two products together, which is really convenient because they're also very affordable. Alright, compared to a lot of other stuff out there, which that other stuff is great, but why pay more when you can get the same performance? Okay, so we have a receiver. What we need to do first is actually get our bolts in there. So we have our bolts, we have a receiver. You're going to need a charging handle of sorts. And if you're watching this on the website, I'm going to link all the parts down below so you don't have to guess what I'm doing here. Alright, this is a Power Custom charging handle. You can go with standard Ruger, you know, whatever you want to go with. It's personal preference. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead. Everything's really dry right now. I'm just going to take a little bit of oil. Kind of put that on my bolts here. All those areas where it runs in the receiver. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to pick it back up. Then I'm going to just put a little bit of oil on my spring here. Alright, so we're going to take our charging handle. We're going to go through the ejection port and look at the tail of the spring. Look where it's interacting. There's a slot for it in the receiver. I'm going to put it right in there and just set everything in just like that. Alright, so now we can take our bolt, and at this point what we're going to need to do is, this is kind of the tricky part here. We're going to need to push this charging handle all the way back. So I like to get it started from here, then I pinch it with my thumb and my index finger like this, and just push it back as far as it'll go. Alright, and when you have it all the way back, grab it outside the receiver like this. Alright, nice and easy. Then we're going to take our bolts, and you can see the firing pin on top. Firing pin goes down. Face of the bolt goes towards the front of the receiver, obviously, right? And we're just going to drop that bolt in and just kind of, this is the official term, fajangle the two together so that they will fit. Alright, and you might have to give that charging handle a little bit of push more rearward, and the bolt's going to drop into it. You'll feel it lock in and click in, and then from there you can just let it go forward. Now everything, that bolt is installed. Pretty easy, right? Okay, so let's move on to installing the barrel. Alright, so we have our ER Shaw here. What I like to do is just take a little bit of oil, put it on that tin in there. And you can use some Brownells Action Lube Plus if you want. That's perfectly acceptable. We'll just put it on there, wipe off some of that excess. Now, we're going to take our barrel, put it into the receiver. Notice that my extractor slot is facing the side because that's where my extractor is, right? And then the notch in the bottom for my retainer, my V-block, is going to be facing directly downward. So just like that. And you can install the barrel before you install the bolts and stuff. That's no big deal. Whatever order you want to do it in. Now, just note, the barrel's in, right? And don't twist it too far because it's catching on your extractor. So if you twist this thing, you try and, for whatever reason, if you want to like manhandle it and twist it, you're going to break your extractor. Don't do that. There's no need to do that. All right, so from here, the barrel's in. I'm just going to lay this upside down. And I'm going to take my V-block. I'm going to set it on this slot right here. All right. Get that barrel nice and facing directly flat as possible. And you have 2 screws. So I'm going to take these screws, I'm just going to start them. Just kind of start them by hand here. Now in my Fix-It Sticks toolkit here, I'm going to be using a 5/32 ball end hex wrench. The reason I'm using a ball end is so that I can come in at an angle and not have to fight the fact that these screws are so close to the barrel. And I'm just going to tighten down those screws. I'm going to get this side. Alright, I'm going to go till it stops. I'm going to back off. And then do the same thing with the other. Alright, I'm going to snug that up gently. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Make sure everything's tightening down nice and flat here. And I'm going to snug these up. And if you want, we can actually grab a torque attachment to measure the applied torque. And on these, there's, depending on where you're reading on the worldwide interwebs here, you may find a few different torque settings, but I am just going to go tighten one here, and let me get my wrench so I can read it. Just going to tighten that down. I'm going to go 35 inch-pounds. Same thing on the other, 35 inch-pounds. And the barrel is installed. Alright, so at this point, we're almost to installing the trigger mechanism, but first we need to put our bolt buffer in. Now the bolt buffer is what goes in this large hole here. And the purpose that serves is so that when your bolt recoils, or comes to the rear here, that's what stops its rearward movement. So the standard Ruger one is metal, but we're going to use a rubber one here, just to give that bolt a little more cushion. Alright, all we're going to do, and these rubber ones sometimes can be really stubborn to go in, and if yours is not going in well, what I would recommend doing is just taking a razor blade or something and putting a slight bevel on the edge of it to make it easier to get started. And we'll see if I can get this one in without doing that. If I can't, then I'll end up showing you how to do that. Yeah, this one's not wanting to play nice. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on it, actually. Alright, so you can see here, I got it started in the hole, and all I'm going to do is push it in. also, if you have one available, you can use a vise to help you compress it. Alright, and everything is nice and flush there. Alright, so what we want to do at this point is get our trigger group installed. So the trigger group we're going to be using, this is the Ruger factory upgraded one. So it's their BX model. It's a little bit better. I say a little bit better. It's honestly a lot better than their standard one that comes on most of their guns. You can purchase these separately. And they're super affordable, so that's what we're going to be using here. Of course, you can get a lot of other trigger groups out there. There's a lot of other companies that make some that even cost more than the guns. And those are great triggers as well. But this one's going to serve our purpose, so that's what we're using. Pins we're using, these are made by Tandem Cross, and they have a little detent on them to keep from falling out whenever you pull your gun out the stock. Alright, so we're just going to take our trigger group here. If you notice with your trigger group, you notice the ejector just kind of sits on there. We'll just need to make sure that's forward in the slot it's supposed to be in. That's the only magic trick there you need to know. And then we're just going to take it, insert it, and line up the holes. Just like that. And then we just need to take our pins. We'll get one started. And we'll get the next one started. And we'll just push them all the way in. And I'll just use the table here so we don't even need to use a hammer. And that's all there is to it. Alright, now we can actually take this and drop it into the stock or chassis or whatever you're using. As I mentioned before, we're going to be using this Magpul stock. Alright, so when you install this, what you want to do is make sure that your safety selector isn't on or off, but kind of in the middle. It's a little bit of a balancing act here. So we'll put that selector close to the middle position there if I can get it. There we go. Alright, now we're going to come in at an angle, because if you notice, this shelf right here is going to interact with a block inside of the actual stock. So we'll come in at an angle. Come all the way back here. Just kind of hook it in. Just like that. Alright. Now the only thing that holds your 22 into the stock or chassis is going to be a screw right here on the bottom. Alright, so we have a couple of options here. This is a factory Ruger screw. Alright. And then we also have another screw here made by Volquartsen. Whichever one you want to use, personal preference. We're going to use the Volquartsen. So what we do, let me grab my proper wrench size here. It might be that one. It is. Good. Okay. So we're going to screw it into the stock first. Alright, so the threads are through the stock now, so it's loose like that. Now we're going to screw it into the actual receiver. And we'll torque that down. I'll just go 25 inch-pounds on that. That's really plenty. Alright. And that's all there is to it. We just built a BRN-22. So, other things you can do here, you can get the factory Ruger magazine. standard capacity, larger capacity, whatever you want to do. And then just mount an optic, whatever optic you want. You can put red dots on there, you can put a scope on there. There's really no limit. Alright, if you have any questions or comments and you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to post them down below. A lot of you guys watching and commenting aren't actually subscribers, and yes, I can see that. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching this on the website, feel free to give us a call if you need help. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.